Shoot me in the face, I'll shoot you in the face. We'll see which one of us can shoot the other in the most accurate place. Stab me in the chest, I'll stab you in the chest. We'll see which one of us can stab the other in the chest the very best. If you want to die, give me a call. We'll have each other bleeding in no time at all. Our summer's ending now, it's time we fall. Oh, oh. We will see which one of us wants to end everything the most. Give me all you got, I've had a heart attack, but that was just a snack compared with what I'll do if I can't die with you. If you want to die, give me a call. We'll have each other bleeding in no time at all. Our summer's ending now, it's time we fall. Oh, oh.
In a minute. Okay, good. Okay. Now, for those who may be tuning in, I do not know if you are or not, but apparently, well, not apparently, but I did get a new microphone at long last. So hopefully my voice is coming across far better than it usually does, or at least a little bit less tinny and a little bit less crappy. I've closed the chat window. And actually, I just discovered that it's set something. I can put up anything, and you will only see that. Different layouts. So, yeah, I think I tried streaming about 2 days ago, but I was trying to see if I could use the microphone in my new headphones that I got. But unfortunately, that just basically it's good for telephone calls, but not anything else really. So. As I have said in recent live casts, I have been going through, as people have been watching, I've been going through all of the, everything and making sure that everything is 100% to scale. And one thing that sort of bothers me right here, look how empty that bedroom is, the bathroom is. It's like a gigantic just desert. I figure, goodness gracious, we have to cross this grand desert to the toilet. Oh my god. Anyway, I also got my mouse scroller. I got a new mouse, so my mouse scrolling issues are done. So anyway, right now I'm just going through and making sure that all remaining props are to size. And that is basically right now just phones and computers. Now, the last one that I really needed to take care of was I've got the computer footprint template right there. Just make sure that I got that down here. Computer, laptop. Sorry, I called it laptop. We're probably going to have to make another one for the computer itself. But now we need one for the phone. What we're going to do is create game object, create another empty object. And fortunately, what you have to do, we have a scale for this, and what I'm going to do is I know that a old Bakelite telephone handpiece is between 9 and 10 inches. Don't ask me how I know. But what we're going to do is we're going to basically consider it to be 9.5 inches. So we figure it out by our very obscure you know, equation. So this is how large this guy should be. Let's see, V. Yeah, so this is how large the phone should be there in relation to everything else. And as you can see, not every, I mean, a lot of stuff is just not scale. Because really, for, if, it just is what it is. When you're depending, one of the drawbacks I will say when you're depending on, external assets for stuff, and I've defended our use of assets in the past, and I will in the future. If you want me to say so in the chat or say so in the comments, trust me, and I will respond to you. But let's see, open. One of the problems is that when you're dealing with packages of, say, props from more than one manufacturer, one creator, you wind up with a situation where not everybody is using the exact same scale. And so essentially you're stuck with just a bunch of stuff that really has to be bit by bit fixed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the basic prefab here and change this. So really it will change across all instances. Sorry, W. Oh, I see. Sorry. Project settings are probably still, let me just see. Project, nope, work offline. Okay, I think I know what the situation is. What we have to do is we have to go into, number one, expand my workspace windows to the point that I can see things. And also, I'm going to put on some pointless noise in the background. Let's see, purchases. Yeah, purchases. I think I owe Cryo Chamber another purchase. I listened to enough of their stuff, and I really like a lot of it. So, what the heck? We're just going to put on a VNV Nation thing in the background. Very, very low, hopefully. So anyway, so what we're going to try and do here is we are going to scale that initial phone to the proper size. Won't let us. That is fine. We will just do them one by one. So let's see. Progress on the Mac, if you're interested in that. Scotty came by today. He's basically our Mac liaison now. And he came by today, and we were able to hopefully figure out the reason why he was not able to connect properly to our Perforce server from where he's located. He is going to be trying to get that in building soon. And by the way, he has the most recent Mac. And so I'm wondering, if my expectations of performance on the Mac are a little bit inflated because he showed me, stuff, how things are on the most latest of Macs. So I don't know. We'll see. Hey, we'll see. So, actually, no. I'm going to put this as the rotary, let's see, height rotary phone FP. I'll just call that FP. Let's see, height rotary phone FP. And hold on, cancel. Wrong one. And now I just want to make one last other scanner through and see if there's anything that really stands out to me as something that needs to be addressed. Yeah, there's another laptop up top. Those speakers, I think I'm going to be redoing a bit of this the multimedia section back here needs a little bit of revision. And I forget that I still actually need to go around and make sure that these proper size filing cabinets are in all the proper locations, or the proper size in all the locations that they are. Let's see, there's that. So let's see. Okay, yeah, we got another laptop up here. I want to make sure that that is the proper size. And yes, I said I was going to put on some VNV Nation stuff in the background for the 0 people who are watching, or at least really for my benefit, because I don't like. Just silence. Let's just see. Make sure my audio levels are proper because I don't want to blast myself out of here. And also, I don't want to turn it down on my... Oh, yeah, that's a little bit loud there. Woo! Woo, doggies. Yeah, wow, that really comes across really loud. All right. Put that background a little bit low. So, okay, I'm going to go back here and talk to the 0 people who are watching. So, yeah, you can see the laptop here is way out of... it's not the scale it should be, so... But this is the second. I mentioned in the description that I felt I wanted to discuss something that came up, sort of internet drama. And usually I don't just discuss this sort of stuff because, as we all know, the internet is, if nothing else, is just loaded with so full of drama. It's just drama constantly. But apparently, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that if you haven't seen it, you probably are aware of it by now. H Bomber Guy, a YouTuber, did a video about a 4-hour long video about plagiarism online and people who engage in it serially. And one of them was, the now infamous Illuminati, who I used to be a fan of until, certain things came out. And it covered this other guy. I forget his name, but also Todd in the Shadows covered him. He was like an LGBTQ sort of commentator, video essayist. But not only was he plagiarizing a hell of a lot of stuff, but he was doing it wrong. He was basically just essentially taking stuff out of literally LGBTQ authors' books and quoting it directly, and then presenting it out of context, and then calling the author a lifelong homophobe. I mean, the guy literally had no idea what he was talking out of his butt, as they say. I just remembered. Notice we have headphones here. I didn't know we had these. These are something that we definitely need. Oh my God, look at this. All the little objects that are inside of this. How many freaking... Just weird. It looks like there are a whole bunch of like blank objects inside of this. Look at this. Just hundreds upon hundreds inside this one object. Headphones, yeah. Thousands of objects inside of there. We're going to have to figure that out. Take a look at that a little bit later on. But I do like the concept of the headphones. Now, here's the problem. I do not know how wide a good pair of headphones would be off the top of my head, but I have some on the top of my head as well. So I will go and get my trusty 16-inch ruler, which I think, by the way, if you live in an apartment or a house, you should have a 16-inch ruler with a level in it. 16 inches, if you do not know, is the U.S. standard for bracing planks behind walls. So once you find one, you'll be able to hang pictures properly, etc., etc. Make sure that shelves are up. This is indispensable. Costs you less than about $6. So again, let's just take a look here. They're off of the head, so. In fact, I think Adam, the guy, Adam Savage, is that the guy's name? Whatever, from Mythbusters. He literally, I think, has a tattoo of a yard, like a foot ruler. Okay, 6.5 inches there on his, like, wow, that's a great idea. But, I mean, knowing tattoos, I'm wondering how many, years that's going to be handy. I mean, just because he's older than me, I think, and I mean, I'm only in my 53, but already, things are starting to loosen up. They just do. Let's see here. So we have 6.5 inches. Let's go into our 6.5 times. And you can't see me doing this computation because it's only set to my screen here. So no, that's actually the laptop footprint. We want game object. We want another cube. And we're going to make that the proper size. For a set of headphones, it looks like we may be spot on or very damn close. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at this. I'm gonna put that on there. Just look at. I mean, these are thousands, hundreds of redundant objects inside of there. That's just bizarre. Actually, that is perfectly sized. Excellent. I love seeing that. The only thing that was out of balance here, that's I think pretty much going to be stuck, is here is hold on, is that the right size? No, it is not. All horizontal paintings are 3.8. Yeah. All right. And now I am also concerned about this. This record player, number one, it would be hardwired and it would need a bass. Maybe we need a better record player. We'll see. But I'm wondering, how large are those? Usually I would look online, but well, actually, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to check here. You unfortunately, or fortunately, can't see my browsing window, so I'm just going to go here. Let's see. Commercial vinyl record players. I mean, now that I know that it's like, well, no, I mean, all media, I mean, if you're not aware, all media has a comeback. In fact, I mean, I never thought I'd hear this, but apparently there are aficionados right now that are like, oh man, cassette tapes, man, they're the best way. And I mean, I remember back in the 80s, cassette tapes were the worst. They just were, especially if you live down south, because after a certain amount of time, the stuff it's just, you get this high pitched screech behind it because you leave them in your car and it gets really hot inside of there. But let's just see. Okay, it would be a turntable, actually, vinyl turntable. I should know that. That is what we are looking for. Because yeah, the DJs have these now. The DJ kids, they have these now. Goodness gracious. Let's see. Looking for the kind we have, and I think this is. I want something that's shopping. I just want general size, and I think this is going to be good. Technics. Let's just see here. I want the dimensions. Catalog and full specs. I don't want a catalog and full specs. Just give me the dimensions here. Okay. I guess I have to look at the PDF for the size. So. Oh, screw this. They're going to ask me for my, just to get the dimensions of one of these things. Heck, actually, no. There's a good turntable USB, excellent. That Audio Technica. Let's see here. We're going to definitely be able to get a good dimensions on that. Okay. More details. Jeez, no. Oh, specs. There we go. All right. All right. Dimensions. Here we go. 17, 13, 17 by 30. Okay, so it's 18 inches on the base. So we have to run that through our magical 18.2 times. Okay, so that would actually be 1002, very close to 1, actually, game object. Let's see. I really think, I mean, two thousandths of an inch, 1,000ths of an inch is like close enough. I think we're like good. But check this out. It is just too slightly small for, the size it should be. So let's just take a look at this. Open this, and we can just get these scaled up. There we go. Sorry, but I just love I have to be exact about these sort of things. Now I was checking prop sizes, but I sincerely don't like how large those record albums are. But anyway, we'll see. All of that needs to be taken a look at again. And yeah. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to declare this area pretty much done. Waste baskets are a concern, but really I think they're fine the way they are. Okay. I would say we have to add more details to the bathroom. I mean, it is just a big, gigantic desert back here. Maybe scale the bathroom down to have more stuff in the... I don't know. For now, it's fine, but it's like, jeez, you could ice skate on this surface in this bathroom. So, let's take a look here. We're going to go back to our magical list, and we're going to move... Man. And by the way, another thing that really just... that crapped out on me this last week, my mouse. I could no longer scroll. My scroll wheel basically crapped out on me. And it's like everything from my motherboard to my... I mean, I'm wondering what else on my computer could possibly break down as we enter this like final scratch. So, okay, final stretch, excuse me. Let's see, town hall. No, that's library. Check props in the library. Move that down here. Check props library. I love just seeing this stuff go down. A little bit later on, I think I'm going to be talking to Scotty again about the Mac build. If you're interested in that, let me know. It looks like we got a view for 1 second, but I think it was just somebody who actually clicked on it. Or it may have been one of those, services that is like, oh, you want to see obscure videos? And it just like takes you to all the videos that like have less than so many streamers or so many viewers. So anyway, let's see. Radio. Yeah, let's go to the radio station next. Oh, come on. Cancel. Come on. First off, apply all overrides. And then we're going to bring in... Oh, well, what the heck? The utilities building is right here. Let's take a look at that while we're here. Now, the footprint for a modern phone like that, well, the headpiece would still be basically the same size. So I think I'm going to scale it to that. Look at that lamp. I know that desk lamp there is out of scale. We may have to do something about that. Let's see here. But first off, laptop. So let me see. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about Peter Coffin. Now, here's where people actually start tuning in and start asking questions, and I'll get all confused, being the old man that I am. But oh yeah, going back to what I was talking, I started mentioning about this earlier. So yeah, again, duh. But H. Barber Guy did his video about plagiarism, and I thought, I mean, I'm a fan of the guy's work. The guy that we're going to talk about in a bit, Peter Coffin, has a problem with the length of his videos, but I absolutely do not. I thought his review, that's perfect size, of Pathologic was awesome. I mean, it actually made me want to play Pathologic again and made me understand the game a heck of a lot better. I mean, really. I think he's a streamer of the highest caliber, or no, again, a video essayist of the highest caliber. Yes, he's left of center, but hey, so am I. And really, can I just say to those people who just don't listen to people because they may have a religious or conservative political bias, you're really cheating yourself, because I listen to people who are evangelical Christians and people who people in politics who I disagree with all the time, and you're really missing out on something if you are like falling into that doctrinaire crap. So anyway, see here. We got the laptop, so we went. So anyway, we want the height. It was Bakelite phone, because I named these things really weird. Rotary phone, yeah. In fact, I'm going to call this phone because that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for rotary. I'm looking for phone. T-phone. In fact, telephone. There we go. All right. Now, in the wake of H Bomber Guy producing that again a video about plagiarism, there's a guy by the name of Peter Coffin who recently had this crazy drama crap. Just basically, I think it's all on him, dude. The behavior that I saw, it was just very bizarre. But man, does this have another freaking phone? Okay, first off, let's get rid of the LOD group in this sucker. And now we are going to go into here and get rid of these guys. And actually, utilities. We're going to have to go and do a little bit of surgery here, folks, so pardon me. Now, let me tell you how I know Peter Coffin. Now, here's where I believe Peter Coffin. I believe his discourse to be valuable because Peter Coffin. Let me just tell you, people that are not on the left. Me and Peter Coffin are both. I'd say he would describe himself as a Marxist. So do I. We are both strident left. But here's the thing about. And this will come up again in a moment about leftists. We don't like each other. I mean, every conservative pundit who talks about some vast or left-wing conspiracy, or honest to goodness, we can't get freaking nothing done. That's why the Russians, when they really wanted to screw up our country, went with backing Trump. And now that I have a good microphone, if you missed previous one about that, I can go into detail about that if you want. But anyway, because if you don't know, the Russians have been trying to use the left for decades to, number one, influence, or second, sabotage things in the United States. And we totally failed at that. Totally. We were good at some things, but basically bad at a vast international conspiracy. But man, when the Russians, they said, okay, let's try the conservative side. Oh my, within a couple of years, they did what the left could not do. And that's the way it is. And so it should not come as a surprise that I have my issues with Peter Coffin. I believe that Peter Coffin is a kind of leftist that is necessary. Because our society and, the Hegelian dialectic depends upon give and take, or what is really more technically called political tension, ideological tension. And we always need people that are on the outside, at the very edge, and always pushing things and so on and so forth, and going, what I see on the left today is, what it should be, et cetera, et cetera. And, I used to be angry at anarchists because, quite frankly, anarchists, if you're, well, no, I'm not, anarchists are just people who think they're too cool for politics, except for ANCAPs. They're their own bizarre breed, And you know what? Here's another just blatant thing that's right in front of my eyes. This old-fashioned dial radio here. I don't know whether it's a proper size, and we are in the proper view, so I should look that up. Let's see. I'm going to go with 1979 transistor radio. Oh, yeah, baby. That brings back the memories when everything was just... can I just say that the 70s were crap? Having lived through them, there's really no really good nostalgia there. There just is not. Everything back then was either baby shit brown or aqua blue or a combination of the both. And it was just, oh God, the cars were like belching out lead. And it was just a dirty, ugly age in our nation's history. It was like after the hippie love thing had given way to just like the horror of, what it was. Okay, 1979. Oh, wow, that's an old Soviet radio. No, I need an American made radio. Dang it. Oh, vintage Panasonic AM FM radio, baby. That is what we are looking at here. Okay, great, great. Just going to check. Oh my God, it is the exact freaking thing. Just go back to my window. I have to shrink this browser window so I can see this. It is virtually the exact same damn thing. So, yeah, this made in Japan, portable. They are still being made. What? Give me product specs, baby. How big are you? Okay. RF99. Is that what it's called? This is a kind of rabbit hole you have to go into to make sure things are 100%. RF99 might be the model number. Yes, that is an RF99 made in Japan, of course. That's where everything was made back in the day. Let's see. Panasonic RF933 radio. Dimensions. Let's see. 9 inches wide. All right. So that is basically the same width, slightly narrower than the headset for a phone. So I can use the phone to do that. Just T-phone, yeah. Let's see here. So really, I made that to be 9.5 and this is 9, so it's actually supposed to be a little bit smaller, which is odd. I would have thought that it had to be a little bit bigger, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, and I don't remember much nice out of the 70s. I just don't. It was just a very ugly age. Brezhnev was running the Soviet Union. Oh, God. All right, so let's see here. Just going to check to see if there were any, because really, we just had to do the laptop and the phone over here. I know the coffee maker and the cups are the proper size. I'm just going to get rid of that artifact there. Do a final sweep. Take a look around. Oh, look at there. Get out of there, you. Oh. Number 1, apply my overrides. Then go in, get rid of this sucker. Go back out, and we can, again, just check our overrides. We're good to go. So that is another interior where everything, I think, has been... Oh, no. Oh, God. Look at that. That's just wrong. Look at that phone. That teensy phone. But we know how big. So, hey, let's just take care of it. One thing at a time. Yeah, that phone is way too small. Check that out. Yeah. Actually, we're going to go straight into the prefab. Yeah, that's just bad. Thank goodness we did that final review. And actually, I do not know the regulation height for a wall phone. I'm going to have to actually Google that. Because I guarantee you there is one. If anybody's like in the chat or anybody's still watching this and has said something in the chat, trust me, I'm going to get over there. But I lost my, I think I started talking about my thing about Peter Coffin, but I'll get back to that. I don't think anybody has chatted. No one has been chatting. So. And actually, I'm going to continue talking about the Peter Coffin thing until I can check the chat. I remember Peter Coffin had something to do with this sensation that was this thing that happened a few years ago called BreadTube, and it was supposed to be a leftist sort of YouTube network sort of thing. And I mean, as I said, I mean, we on the left, we all hate each other. And oh God, I mean, Republican. I've never been to a Republican Party, meeting or get together, but I understand it goes a heck of a lot smoother than our on the Democratic side, because the Republicans are like, they like each other, they get along, they're all on the same page. We on the left, we all come in with our own agendas, our own whatever. But anyway, and when they were like, oh, BreadTube and whatever, I said, oh yeah, that's gonna fail. Because again, I mean, I could just imagine the planning meetings they were going to have. Oh God, it would be a headache. I think one of the chapters, the latter chapters, are segments of that Jean Raspiel novel, The Camp of Saints, ends with like a leftist literally like ending his life because he can't deal with like how long this revolutionary meeting is supposed to be. Let me check how high this thing is. Let me see. Standard height for a wall phone. 48 to 54 inches. I always split the difference. So that would be 51 inches. 51 inches. Let's run that through our magic formula. Okay, 2.8. All right. We're going to create a little measuring stick for that while we're here, because I know that's going to come up a few times. Let's see. Okay. Really? And by the way, if you think I'm a fan of stuff like, the Camp of Saints and such, no, I am not. I only became interested in it because, I heard many years ago that it was like Steve Bannon's favorite novel, and Jose, he's a YouTuber who did a good, like, takedown of it, but it's like just a piece of garbage novel, just laughably bad. But let's see here. Okay. But, so I knew Peter Coffin because, number one, he was a part of BreadTube, and number two, he was one of those guys that I think that is sort of valuable on both sides of the political spectrum, that stakes out a side on the very edge of a certain ideological spectrum, because his ideal is, I mean, again, there has to be tension to pull us. There has to be, otherwise it doesn't work. And so I was like, I heard what he has to say. Don't think he has, that was just my opinion. I just have to say just that. Oh, look, why is that there? Crazy. Sure, hold on. I just noticed something. Why we're having duplicates, this guy needs to be up here. Hey, it's in no time like the present to fix all these issues, But anyway, Peter Coffin. I mean, yeah, and what happened is that apparently after H Bomber Guy came out with this 4 hour long video about plagiarism is bad and here is why, Peter Coffin. I mean, I thought he had disappeared or gotten a real job or something. In fact, he does have a real job, and that's another reason why I'm sort of like hesitant to even bring up these subjects. Is that he actually is a game reviewer on Game Ranks, but hey, there you go. He goes under the name Falcon over there, if you do not know. But then again, it's already pretty much an open secret that he works in that. And I mean, trust me, Peter Coffin, if you watch this, and I know you are, great game reviews. You have actually led me to, I mean, hopefully you wrote them yourself, because I just want to say, Peter Coffin, I mean, despite our political differences, you are a good game reviewer. You convinced me to buy two very good games, Crusader Kings 3 and Stellaris, both of which I really, really enjoy. So, hey, you have that there, Peter. So anyway, going back to what I disagree with him on. All right, that's good. Oh, and by the way, I just realized something. I deleted our phone measuring stick, but I'll make another one because I know how large it's supposed to be. So why? There we are. All right. But after that, after Mr. H. Bomber came out with his video about how he thinks, plagiarism is bad, we seem to be having this weird that plane right in the middle should not be in there. I'm gonna have to take a look in depth here. Peter Coffin came out with a I don't know how long video it was because I've only seen reaction videos. I've never watched the video itself, just by itself. But it was this screed about, and its title was "Plagiarism is Great, and Here is Why." Now, there are two things that stood out to me in this video. And first off was Peter Coffin's Marxist analysis and defense of plagiarism. And he tried to basically say his position is that copyright is a tool of the elite and to maintain ownership, and any good leftist should be opposed to stuff like that because, etc. Stuff should be in the common whatever. He has a slight point there, but I would counter from a Marxist perspective that actually plagiarism is a labor capital theft. And that, to a Marxist, is the absolute worst thing. Again, the Peter Coffin, again, stakes out a political position way, way out there on the left. So, and I understand the value of such. Again, having had my time in politics, etc. It's roof collider. That even shouldn't be there. I think now, because that... Okay, hold on. I'm just going to move that below because, let's see. Because really, right now you burst that you don't, I mean, you have to have that collider there because cats are going to enter through the, that's another thing. So just make sure any other things up on the walls that need to be measured. Okay, we're good. So, now, the thing that got me about that video, though, is it came across as an unhinged screaming rant. I mean, and I mean, you just have to watch it. The guy absolutely goes insane because of this video, and I think Peter Coffin is angry, and here's why. Because H. Bomber Guy, for years, basically for the same amount of time that Peter Coffin has been online, produced a 4-hour-long video that got millions of views and has done serious impact on the internet. Peter Coffin, on the other hand, again, stakes out his political position on the very outside to provide attention, etc. So let's see what our next interior is going to be here. And as a result of his very edgelord political point of view, and the point that he's trying to represent, let's see, utilities, building, yeah, there we go. Nowadays, he can't get more than 150 views an hour if he's lucky. And in that unhinged rant that he posted in response to H. Bomber Guy, he was like, well, I'm because people have been ripping me off all the time, and here is the problem. Having seen the rest of the rest of the video in context, I'm of the opinion that literally Peter Coffin is the impression that he invented left-wing video essaying on YouTube. And just like Illuminati, suing, Legal Eagle for using it's something that's available to anybody, I think that Peter Coffin is somewhat self-deluded, that he is the originator of leftists on YouTube. and everybody else has been ripping him off ever since. And that's why in that video he's like, if I'd be angry from if plagiarism was a really big thing to a dedicated Marxist like me. I'd be really very angry because people have been ripping me off for years. Really, I've not seen a single person ripping off Peter Coffin's content, political content, not at all. So anyway, so those are the two angles. I just think that Peter Coffin needs to take a chill pill, man. I had to comment on it just because, again, you cannot defend, cannot defend plagiarism from a Marxist perspective. You cannot. It's like trying to justify McDonald's from a Marxist perspective. It doesn't work. So I just think that Peter Coffin, unfortunately, is butthurt because H Bomber Guy can produce a video again every, like, maybe once a year and get millions of views, whereas he produces content on a regular basis. And he is no longer, the great star that he imagined himself to be. That's unfortunately what I believe is behind that. And it's sad. Because even though, again, I disagree with him politically on many things, I have to say, again, we need that political tension to work, for basically things to work. Now, that's a Mac. I don't have a freaking and he has a PC in his office. That's the thing. He has a Mac in the schoolroom to wow the kids, but in his office he has a Dell, baby. Ha ha. But anyway, I for some reason I felt like commenting on that because I really, it was just this peripheral like internet drama that I didn't pay much attention to until I saw. I just was like, yeah, let's see what the kids are talking about these days, and I was just, oh my goodness, just seeing Peter Coffin losing his crap like that and screaming, red face, which, what the hell? Anyway, lap height. There we go. And Peter, I know you, and I know that Peter, you are watching this absolutely. Um, Again, great video essays. We may disagree on a political basis, but I think you fill an important role in the discourse. But dude, take a chill pill, man. And don't. I mean, you may have a problem with like your viewership, but don't take it out on H Bomber Guy, and don't try and justify plagiarism from a Marxist perspective. You could do it from an anarchist perspective, like Abby Hoffman, but you cannot do it from a Marxist perspective. And when you did that, oh Peter, come on, we expected better from you, you know. Anyway, actually, no, I need to go into there and open it. Yeah, okay. All right. But I do see the famous filing cabinet here. I could tell that one is much too slow, but I think that's going to be its own like review that I'm just going to put under one. Let you see anything. And I'm wondering, these guys, dang it, those are just way too small. And I don't even need to look it up. I'm just going to go over and look it up over here. It is about 4.5 inches in height. Boy, this is a record. I think this is the first one that I've done that absolutely no one is really tuned into. Because I see three little bumps there, but I think really that's just again, bots or something. Anyway. And people are used to just knowing, oh yeah, he's doing these again. It's just going to be him moving stuff around and belching. So I got to figure. Say 4.5. Let's see. Times our magic number. All right, gives us that dimension. I'll be shocked. Maybe it is the right size. Let's take a look here. Very close there. And I would have to also say, well, I'm here, Peter Coffin. I mean, really, my problem with him is, again, he's just. There is something that can be said by the. Oh, but actually, I'm going to add save that. It looks like this needs to be saved. There is something to be said for that point of political view, but I mean, again, goodness gracious. I remember my biggest thing with, I mean, not my biggest thing, but one of the things that he did that just made absolutely no sense to me was that if you do or do not remember, at a certain point, Stephen Colbert, bless his soul, during the years that Trump was living in the White House, he made a joke about Trump should shut his mouth because it only serves the purpose of being a holder for Vladimir Putin's junk. Now, the right wing, immediately suddenly discovered that they are, 100% LGBT positive all of a sudden, and started doing this thing about it was called Fire Colbert, hashtag Fire Colbert, because of that homophobic slur that he said. Now, that was again something that was exclusively the domain of right-wing trolls, like I forget his name, Milo Yiannopoulos and such. But again, there are some people like Peter Coffin that are on the very edge who decided to chime in and agree with that absolutely strange thing. Now, there are two reasons why I mean, at a certain point in that rant, that that live cast, no, the stream that the video essay that he posted about that comment where he mentioned it, he was very condescending, and he was like, if I have to explain to a 54-year-old man why that is condescending and disrespecting of LGBT America, etc., etc. Again, Peter Coffin, I know you're watching this, as we've gone over before, but I would really like to know, please get in touch with me via the chat below or via, our email, and please explain to me, because I think, considering your comment, you're either a shill for the right wing, or number two, you've never met a gay person before in your entire life. Now, because I just have to leave that. Number one, I think Peter Coffin is the only person in California, if that's where he lives, I think he does, that has probably perhaps never ever met a gay person his entire life. And number two, this thing about like clean comedy and making sure that there's respect, etc., etc., and that's not going to work in comedy. It's just not going to. And I understand that some people they don't want to hear that. Well, there are some comedians that will pander to you, but unfortunately, comedy demands that little bit of spice. It is never going to be 100% clean. It is never going to be 100% non-offensive. And in fact, I think there's in every kind of joke, it has to offend at least 10 to 15% of the audience to be funny. So I just again, Peter Coffin just struck me as again, in that case, just somebody who is for some reason echoing a right wing talking point, just to be contrarian. And again, in his recent behavior in regards to H Bomber Guy's post, I was just like utterly shocked by his behavior. And I think the height for these light switches is just not right. So let me just look this up too. Standard height for light switches. Light switch in the USA. That would be 48 inches from the ground to the center of the switch. So we've got to create another quick measuring stick for ourselves. Let's see here. We got that, and now we're going to run that 48 inches through our magical formula. And also, Peter, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about Peter Coffin, because, Peter, I know you are watching. I only say that just so I know it, because I know you'll have a fit. No one watches you. But anyway, stop wearing the eye and face makeup, Peter. I mean, you're letting your hair go gray, and I mean, I could tell you're aging and cool with that. But this whole thing about you wearing that eye and facial makeup, you look like a drag queen that has yet been able to commit. It's just very odd. You need to stop doing that, okay, Peter? And again, great game reviews. Keep doing that. I think if you got a good future in that, my son. Because I'm sorry, but I have never seen, and I'm very sorry to anybody in the drag scene or anybody who thinks that facial hair and makeup can be pulled off together. They can't. Heavy facial hair and makeup just do not go together. And I mean, Boy George tried it. A lot of other people have tried it. I think there was a host on Syrian national television who tried to rock that look, and oh god, it was just awful. It should never happen. So Peter, just don't. All right. Because it's just the colorfulness of the makeup and the weirdness. In fact, I think you're putting a little bit of like a lip gloss on, maybe a little bit of lip shine too. You see, the color and the contrast of your skin, etc. With that, it just doesn't look right. And again, I'm not saying that men can't wear makeup. Absolutely, men can wear makeup. In fact, I think that's another like male stigma that should be erased. But Peter Coffin, until you like get rid of that mustache and that facial hair, you just can't rock the makeup. I mean, bless you. So just put that in your brain box and before your next thing, consider getting a wet wipe and just getting rid of all that stuff, and either that or shaving, the two, one of the two. Okay. Okay, guy. All right, now Peter Coffin. I think I've given you enough of my evening. So, Peter, I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Thanks so much for your attention. And really, don't be angry that H Bomber Guy's getting more views than you. It's just sort of silly. It's immature. Uh-oh, we have some Wi-Fiing here. What the hell's going on? Yeah, we have some overlap. That's not right. There, we have one that is there. Okay, yeah, all right, good. Good that we caught that. All right. All right, well, I've been up here for 58 minutes, and again, we just got a couple of bots viewing. This is great. That's exactly the way that a stream should go. I'm going to step away for a minute to get one more beverage before I head out, and, thanks for hanging out with me during these times. But now that I've gotten these done, I really want to go back to the library, make sure that the light switches and the utility ability to make those light switches are the right size and the right height. That's sort of important. BRB, guy, ladies and gentlemen.